What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leads, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. It goes a long way for me on this video. It goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize at every great contest going on here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Giannis got ruled out from the absolute clouds today. I had no idea that Samanic played for the Jazz. I do this every single day. Actually, I did because I saw him in the rotation against Miami, but I didn't think he would start over Bryce Sensabaugh. Yeah, that's a real sentence I just put out there. Anyway, the NBA, second half of the NBA can get really, really wonky. We're 3 weeks, yes, 3 weeks away from opening day. It is coming down the pipeline. Producer Jacob, he's going to be hanging out with me for the entirety of that, so he's going to be pulling double time. Hammer time. It's good stuff. But yeah, we're going to have MLB, NBA, going to be awesome stuff. I think he'll still like me at the end of that. Probably not, but that's okay. We got Bet365, my friends. Going to be an awesome time to talk about them in the 9 states that they're available. Just there in Arizona now. Hey, you bet 5, get 150 in bet credits if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But, oh yeah, we're here in the wonderful world of Oz with my green lighting and stuff. Woo, go me. I kind of like the setup. It looks cool. Producer Jacob, hi, hello. We got 9 games. It's Tuesday. Yeah, again, Giannis got scratched and that play got voided. It's fairly weird. Let's get to the picks for Tuesday. We begin our day in Charlotte. Yay! Woo. You would have to pay me a lot of money to attend this basketball game. Orlando minus 8.5 taking on Charlotte. And I'm not saying this is a spoiled kid who, got to freaking go to a lot of NBA games for, the last decade or two. It's probably my favorite sport to attend live, except for I went to the Stanley Cup. That might be the coolest sporting event. Is that the coolest sporting event I've ever been? Rose Bowl's pretty cool, gotta say. Went to Vegas for the Pac-12 championship. That was pretty fun. Producer Jacob didn't say hi to me. Anyway, Orlando's going to take on Charlotte here in this spot. And yeah, they're 8.5-point favorites on the road. Those are the times that we live in now. What a time to be alive. Nick Richards questionable for this one. If he doesn't start, we saw Grant Williams inserted into that starting lineup. Played really, really well in a spot I didn't think he could play that well going up against Toronto. Shout out him. And then Davis Bertans tried to go on eternal heat check mode in that fourth quarter, which again, it was weird to watch Davis Bertans considering the times he spent in Dallas and Washington, just nothing left. It was weird to watch him kind of go hot there in Charlotte. I got to say, it was a strange phenomenon. Maybe trying to play himself onto an Olympic team? Assume he'd make it. Anyway, you've got Charlotte here. The Nick Richards piece is the only piece on their side. Markelle Fultz, who's only been playing around 18 minutes a game here on the Orlando side because Jalen Suggs, he's pretty good. Gary Harris drives me insane. Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, and then Wendell Carter played some really nice minutes the other day. They kind of go a hot-hand approach. If he gets off to a great start, they stick with him. Otherwise, it turns over to Mo Wagner sometimes. When you start playing with the distributions and you start talking about the standard deviations, 68, 95, 99, 7, standard deviations away from the median, or the mean range of outcomes, things, my brain is very tired. Let's not talk anymore about this basketball game, shall we? That sounds good, right? Can't believe Orlando minus 8.5 right now is the best play from this, but this total is super insanely efficient. And Charlotte, I do not want to just say no. Although, if we see some Grant Williams numbers drop, they're not dropped right now, we would have an opportunity to potentially short him if Nick Richards is ruled in. We are not shorting this one. We're just going to play it. Boston minus 6.5 in Cleveland, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And the artist formerly known as, well, no, they're the Guardians now. We're going to talk about Cleveland a lot here. I think the AL, such a terrible division. The AL Central, my Twins. It's going to be a weird, weird year. Can Cleveland be good this year? Working through their roster a little bit today. But the Cleveland Cavaliers here on this side, friends. Donovan Mitchell. We're just waiting, wishing, hoping in some of these spots that he's okay and good to go. Not going to happen. He's going to be out here for the next 4 games. So, Karis LeVert, questionable, really matters. Isaac Okoro, really matters. I'm a little surprised to see 6.5, and I think you want to just kind of dive in here. However, diving further into it, you start talking about a total, 219 low total. The opportunity to really expand your lead here when you're talking about Boston. They are phenomenal defensively, phenomenal offensively, the best team in basketball. When you're talking about a lower total game with 2 really good interior defenders in Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, gets a little bit wonky. So 6.5, if you don't have Karis LeVert, he matters a ton to this Cleveland basketball team because otherwise offensively, You need somebody to get Sam Merrill open so he can get hot. Evan Mobley, not the greatest shot creator, a lot better than Jarrett Allen's going to be, although Darius Garland, he will be the key for Cleveland to keep it close, but I don't think they do. 6.5, this is kind of a no-brainer play for me. Kristaps Porzingis questionable, Jaylen Brown questionable. Get both of them playing, awesome. If they don't, you're still very live. The thing is, Boston is so freaking, I mean, not really deep is the wrong word because they're play like 6.5 guys come playoff time. You know who I'm talking about. But Kristaps Porzingis getting back. I think he's back after missing last time out. Jaylen Brown, maybe they take a day off for him. But either way, the Karis LeVert piece means a lot. He sat out last time as well. I'm just going to try to react to news here and maybe get a little bit more down on Boston, depending what happens. But I'm happy to just dabble on this side of it, considering I've got this closer to 8.5 as is right now. We've got 2 locks. Yeah, you heard me. 2 locks on the card. One of them is here, and one of them comes up later in prop form, which is actually one of my favorite plays we've had in a very long time. And it's a number that's going to get nuked. Absolutely nuked. But in this spot, friends, Philly's taking on Brooklyn. Brooklyn on the back-to-back. You saw Lonnie Walker get dinged up. He returned to that game. We'll see if he plays on the back-to-back. Ben Simmons did sit out there. They're in a dogfight, 53-52 against Memphis. Thought it might be walking, not in Memphis, but in Brooklyn. But they're hosting Philly here on the back-to-back. And I gotta say, if you have this Philly team healthy, Campaign being the only questionable piece, which I really don't care about, how is this just an ability for me to get on Philadelphia minus 105? How? Flip a coin here with the Brooklyn team. Without Cam Thomas, again, he's been better as far as just creating offense for this team. Ben Simmons, he's going to be out for this one yet again. I get a tired legs Brooklyn team on a back-to-back that's in a dogfight with Memphis. It looks like we'll see how this third quarter goes. And I'm able to get Philly. Now, Philly, obviously, they've had their growing pains here, absent Joel Embiid. But this is so clear-cut easy. We took advantage of the right back-to-back situations. Haven't really dabbled in that here the last Friday, this Monday. Hasn't really been the case, but I think we run it right here, friends. Minus 105. Philadelphia on the money line here. You go through the adjusted net rating, plus 2.6, that's 10th. Obviously, they're not that good here, but they're still middle of the road without Joel Embiid here. I've got them at 16th as an adjusted net rating. That's better than Brooklyn sitting there at 20th. And they have the back-to-back. And they have an opportunity again. Mikal Bridges maybe sits here. He'll probably play a quarter for his streak, and then you'll have to try to jam unders really, really quick. We'll have a conversation about that one day. But in this spot, in these circumstances, this set of circumstances, Philadelphia, money line, lock it, favorite spread / total / anything as far as those go. But we have a prop that's coming up. This one will be very nice. This is very nice too, friends. OS Premium Tools, Discord Insider Access, $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly. We're talking the Positive EV tool, the Parlay Builder that I know Eitan does a lot of great work, talking you through all the ins and outs of that one. You have the opportunity to check out the Fantasy Optimizer, Underdog, Prize Picks. I'm always in the pick'em streets talking about things, posting cards, helping people out with that as well. In some of those other states, again, $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly. But then 20% off using promo code Lindy. Go down to the link below, Lindy. Spell my name just like that. 20% off using code Lindy. Expert picks, Discord, premium tools, everything all in one. Yes, the premium Discord. Getting my betting card. Isaiah Suarez's betting card. Nathan Joyce's betting card. Greg Ehrenberg's betting card. Every single for me, Sunday through Friday. Check it out down at the link below. Again, $12 for a week. $2 a day, basically. A little less than $2 a day. Look at that. I can do math on the fly. Let's get to the next game. I don't have a ton to talk about here. Detroit taking on Miami again. 222 total, a little bit higher than you would normally see out of Miami in these kind of spots. Again, Detroit's bringing no defense to the table. Caleb Martin's going to be back here coming off the bench. Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Jovic. We're still waiting here. Well, and then Bam's the other fifth started there, of course. But Kevin Love out, Tyler Hero out, Josh Richardson out, who is coming back very soon. I'm excited to see this team at full strength here, as you've had Jaime Jaquez off the bench starting to ascend as a rookie. Probably at top. Would he be the third guy you would want to go back through and redo this draft class? I mean, Scoot Henderson had a terrible run before getting hurt, so I think he has the most upside, probably be number 3 in terms of upside. But Jaime Jaquez, if I redid the draft right now, two-way player, gritty, finishes at the bucket, doesn't need usage to be effective and be a winning basketball player, positive EPM, expected win share positive. I think he goes after Wemby and Chet in a redo. Oh, I got the thumbs up from producer Jacob. That's a good sign because he knows ball, friends. But Detroit, we're going to Cade Cunningham and friends here. On this side of it, I'm not going to back Cade Cunningham. Jaden Ivey played a little bit of the points prop roulette with them a couple of times this season. Sar Thompson's starting to play a lot more minutes, and now Isaiah Stewart there. But what's happening is we're getting a better price on Jalen Duren here, even with Isaiah Stewart back, because again, Isaiah Stewart, he can cut into that rebound rate a little bit, and Sar Thompson really can. But friends, against a Bam Adebayo and a slow-paced Miami team, and one where you're going to see some opportunity to rebound the basketball, I think we're going to get a decent price when this pops up on Jalen Duren, and I haven't ran it to his direction here, but he had 5 consecutive double-doubles before last game against Orlando, getting completely ran out of the gym. But in their defense, it was a Cleveland going on the road to Orlando, and now they've been down in Miami where the players play. No, that's Atlanta. Anyway, they had a day off. They didn't have to travel far. They have an opportunity to take on Miami with fresh legs. I think Jalen Duren lean is probably going to be the best spot. Again, I better have something inside of minus 150. Otherwise, there's no way this goes on the card. But I want to throw it out there based on some of his previous lines. I bet we get a decent number here considering the rebounders in his lineup. And I'm getting the right price. Just give me the best rebounder on the team. So we just went to Jalen Duren double-double. I want to talk through Atlanta, New York here for 1 second. Jalen Brunson questionable. I can't believe that he's actually on the injury report as what questionable. I went back and watched that injury because it was happening while I was recording this. And, well, there were some things that happened. Got dinged up on Sunday. And, you know, it's really hard to tell how bad it is. But Tibbs runs his guys into the ground. If Jalen Brunson can play, you better be ready to watch him play 37, 38 minutes. And I'd be interested in the over of his 29.5 points prop. But more than likely, if you add that to your card, I know you parlay people are out there. You exist. They do exist. Like the M&Ms from the Christmas commercial. You know the one I'm talking about. The one that's been around since like 1994. Can we get it off the air? Can we shoot another M&M commercial? Or, oh no, maybe I have some nostalgia about it. I don't think I do. But anyway, I'm looking at the board here for tomorrow. And Jalen Brunson, 29.5 points kind of stood out to me. That's the only prop available to us here right now. And part of that is he got one sneaky piece of news. I don't think it's going to matter that much to the Cards, but Kobe Buffkin's been playing more minutes, around 18, 20 a game here. With him questionable, you could be looking at AJ Griffin getting called up from the G League. I would see Vic Krejci, somebody that could get called up from the G League, Seth Lundy as well. But more than likely, it just becomes Garrison Matthews filling in those minutes, who is so low usage that Murray, Bogdanovich, Bay, Hunter off the bench, where they continue to have him coming off, they all make sense as guys to invest in. But the Knicks side, obviously Josh Hart playing like 45 minutes in this spot. I can't believe I'm plugging somebody in for 45 minutes in a regular season game in March. But that's just what Tibbs is doing. But anyway, I kept out two guys out of the conversation from the Atlanta side, if you were paying attention. Who are they? Jalen Johnson and Clint Capella. We're still, I know that they said Clint Capella, hey, he's not on an official minutes limit. He is still on a kind of minutes limit. He's only played up to 25 minutes since his return now. I think they're going to continue to be cautious with him even here. And I think Jalen Johnson is primed to absolutely thrive in this one. Isaiah Hartenstein's minutes have tailed off here as Bojan Bogdanovic can come off the bench. Jericho Sims can play some backup 5. But Jalen Johnson is one of those dudes where I think we're going to get a really, really nice number on his double-double here as well. Plus money. Nice money. I think we're going to want to fire this one up. I'm going to call it a lean like. I haven't bet it yet because we're still waiting on it. But my assumption is that I have more interest in this one than the Jalen Duren one even. And I just wanted that to be known, that I think that there's going to be a sneaky number here, considering 24, 25 minutes for Clint Capella. Yeah, they're going to have to share the minutes for about 12, 14 of those with overlap, but they definitely want to go to Jalen Johnson at the 5 in certain matchups, in this specific matchup, specifically Jericho Sims and such. Bruno Fernando can play 16 to 18, but even still, Jalen Johnson, great rebounder, great stat stuffer. I'm interested, but not as interested as I am in this next prop. Friends, sometimes when I do these videos, I'm working through my sheets. There's news or other things that you're accounting for, and Obviously I'm very, very worried about the entire day's selection of games from a DFS perspective, doing the Stochastic YouTube channel, the live before lock, and then from a betting perspective, going in the premium Discord, being accountable to people who DM me or hit me up on X at Eric Lindquist, or you can follow me there. But sometimes I drop everything that I'm doing because a prop looks too good to believe. I think that's what we have here in this spot. The New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Toronto Raptors. Now, we know the wing defenders are extremely, extremely solid on New Orleans. They have just started putting down the gauntlet on a couple of teams here in recent days. Have you been paying attention? Have you been paying attention? Because Herb Jones, this team is up to 7th in adjusted defensive rating on dunks and threes. That is an ascension that I haven't seen in quite some time, but they are really holding teams down with these wings. Trey Murphy playing some decent defense himself, but really Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, long length, by now, he is a pretty good winning basketball player. Overall, really like what New Orleans has done. Do I think they're contenders in the West? Probably not. Zion Williamson, we'll see what happens to him when you start playing him 40 minutes a game in the playoffs. Can his body sustain it? I don't know. Depends on. We're not going to even go there. But we're going to go here, friends. Toronto. Updating my sheet. Accounting for news. I'm starting to update and look at, what happened in the injury report. I thought I remember seeing something happen to Jakob Poeltl. I wonder. Jakob Poeltl going to be out for this one. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, Kelly Olynyk, I got to put him in the starting lineup, even though they've gone to Jonte Porter in some of these spots. They've really tried to hold back Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk just got a 2-year extension today, $26 million. He ain't going anywhere. And I think you show off your shiny new toy here. Again, he's not new to the team, but the circumstances are new. He is there. He is bought in. He is there in Toronto for the next 2 seasons. He obviously impressed them. And hey, Toronto's not really going anywhere. And some could argue, they're going to put him in bubble wrap. No, you're not against New Orleans here. And it is the perfect matchup. Jonas Valanciunas going to run him off the floor, probably run into Larry Nance, having to play some more minutes, maybe some Najee Marshall. They could go super small and play Zion at the 0.5. You've seen this at times so far, but Kelly Olynyk, I have in for 31 minutes. And this is a guy whose usage I expect to come up since the extension. I expect his minutes to come up from the extension. And with no Jakob Poeltl, Jonte Porter is not going to be long for this basketball game. They don't really have another option outside of Chris Boucher, who they have shown time and time again they don't want to give minutes to. This is a winning basketball player in Kelly Olynyk, and his opening points prop is 11.5. I will repeat, this is a guy with just a 16% usage on the season between Utah and here, but the minutes are going to go from around 20.5 that he's averaged all the way up to 30 plus. I'm obsessed. I need it. I'm looking at his PRA as well. I have a small play on his PRA. I have a small play on his threes because, again, true shooting of 65.7%, 40% three-point shooter on the season, and a 28% assist rate. I have his rebounds over 8.5, 19.2% defensive rebound rate, but instead, all the people who actually listen to the analysis get the benefit of getting all of those plays and firing them up. But the no doubt favorite of them, Kelly Olynyk over 11.5 points. Lock button. My favorite prop I've seen in a long time. So I'm really excited for him to have his worst shooting game after he partied all night after this extension. That'll be enjoyable. But friends, this is not a good number. This is not a good number. The focal point of this defense does not exist on the perimeter. You got Jonas Valanciunas, who's going to be and help defense on Kelly Olynyk pick and roll. Going to have Emmanuel quickly and with no Scotty Barnes out there, I just don't see, friends. I don't see how we don't fire up Kelly Olynyk to the moon, considering it's quickly Trent Agbaji getting the starter last time. And RJ Barrett, I have Olynyk usage around 20%. Fire it to the moon. Here we go. Friends, bet 5, get 150. If you are in one of these great states, again, there are just 9 where they are available. I don't know why I wanted to say 6, maybe because it's bet 365. But Arizona, Colorado, New Jersey, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Ohio, Virginia, and Louisiana, congratulations. You have the ability to put $5 at the link below over on bet 365 and get 150 in bonus bets. That's really all I got for you. It's as no-brainer of a deal as there exists in this entire industry. So bet 5, get 150 at the link below. If you want to take advantage of the first bet safety net up to 1,000 in bonus bets, you can fire that up too if you have a larger bankroll, if you're utilizing that. But again, a quick 5 to get 150 in bonus bets, Yeah, that's great stuff down at the link below at Bet365. Again, Arizona, your newest state. Colorado, New Jersey, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Ohio, Virginia, and Louisiana, only for 21 and over. And if you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. Oh, great. Victor Wembanyama, questionable now. Quick little downgrade on Monday evening with shoulder soreness. I don't even know what that means. I think it means that he's not in a primetime game in this spot against Houston, and so maybe just rest him and continue to try to lose because he's been playing too well. He's been playing too well. Have people watched these lines that Victor Wembanyama is throwing out there? I want to just read a couple because here's the thing. I don't believe that this mother effer is not real. It's a GIF. It was a GIF joke. Victor Wembanyama, 31 minutes, 31 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 blocks, and a steal against Indy. Game before, 32 minutes, 28, 13, 7, 5 blocks, 2 steals. Game before that against Minnesota, 17, 13, 5 assists, 4 blocks, 2 steals. The Lakers one is still just the dumbest thing ever. 27, 10, 8, 5, and 5. Yes, the youngest player ever to put up a 5x5. That is 5 in all the main statistical categories. I mean, we're just watching him do the dumbest stuff ever. But if he doesn't play basketball here, you're really going to want to have a Houston -6 ticket. I don't know what to make of shoulder soreness. That sounds really weird to me. Again, I do think teams have had to be very cautious because Philadelphia ruined it for everybody with the Joel Embiid thing. But I do think teams have had to be cautious as far as, hey, if there's any kind of an issue going on with you, put them on the injury report or we're going to find you. Like, we can't get a late scratch Victor Wembanyama because you're trying to lose. So give them plenty of heads up. Let the people try to unload their tickets on StubHub there in Houston because otherwise you don't want to watch the Spurs play. And go on living your life. Otherwise, Houston -6. That's the only play I could even, like, grasp. You're not going to get props from San Antonio forever. Forever. And Houston side, we've gone hard on Jabari Walker. Oh, not Jabari Walker is playing basketball right now for Portland. Jabari Smith Jr., he's better. But Jabari Smith Jr., very, very good. We're not going to be doing anything with that here. Didn't see this coming on the old bingo card. We have props, but we don't have tons of lines. I expect points. Do you expect points? I expect points here in this one. And that, friends, leads me to Indiana. They're top 3 in pace. They've been top 3 in pace all season long. They're going to be going up against Dallas here. And Dallas has a guy playing 35 minutes a night in PJ Washington. He somehow, some way was able to finagle himself out of Charlotte and into a Dallas situation where, like, they want to play him unlimited minutes. 35 in 3 of the last 4. Has not played under 28 minutes in a single start that he has now had in a Dallas Mavericks uniform. And I get it. I mean, he's like primed for this basketball game specifically. They don't have to play a true center and like a Derek Lively or a Gafford because Washington can match up with a Miles Turner here who can sit on the outside with an Isaiah Jackson. Woo, and then Jalen Smith. These are just not your true center type. So overall, PJ Washington, we're seeing the rates come up. He couldn't have been a worse basketball player than what he was at the beginning of that Charlotte season. Did you look at the numbers? I hope you didn't look at the numbers because they are blinding how bad he was. In fact, until, well, now they're gone. Here they are. They just came back. 54.3% true shooting is way better. We were looking at a guy sub 45% true shooting as recently as a week and a half ago. That has come way up. Now he's still like 25th percentile, so he's still not good, but 31.6% three-point percentage was down in the mid-20s. Again, just started to get hot and playing lots of minutes. And obviously, Luka and Kyrie have some confidence in the young man, and that's useful. His PRA is just a 21.5 against Indy. It has more to do with Indy in the matchup than it has anything else. I do have this total closer to 244. Again, we'll see if I end up being true or false in that department. The line is net out, so I'm sure I'm going to look like an absolute moron, and somebody's going to be like, do we just jam that total here? Let me just double check what I had on this sheet for the people so I'm not a liar. Yeah, 245. 245 is what I have this total at. I bet it opens maybe a little bit higher, but I'm not going to dabble with it. So let's move on with our lives. Last game of the night. And the last game of the night, oh boy. If you watch Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks, the very first episode, after the All-Star break it was, I had Phoenix Suns under 48.5 as a massive play that I wanted everybody to fire up. It's not often that I have win totals for the regular season show up, but hey, I'll bet anything. Hey, do you think Sydney Sweeney's going to host SNL again? Some things about her are popular. Yes. Yes, I think she will. Is she a good actress? I don't really know. It's a good thing my wife never watches these shows. Phoenix, plus 9.5 taking on Denver. I don't have a lot to add about that. It was not the best. But anyway, Phoenix, minus 9.5. Or sorry, plus 9.5 going their direction. Oh boy, we've been attacking Phoenix here quite a bit of late, and they have the most difficult strength of schedule here coming out the break. You have Devin Booker, who's on the shelf. Again, they're saying 7 to 10 days. That couldn't have worked out better for me. You have Bradley Beal just get back. They ended up giving up that fourth quarter lead because they were down 20, and then they came back and were leading OKC, and OKC got the job done. Whew. Now, I feel really good about the under 40.5 because it is a gauntlet coming up for Phoenix. Do we get a Kevin Durant duck here? Do we? I think it's liver than most. You could get a Bradley Beal duck anytime. Just, he played actually pretty well against OKC. Probably, well, the Nurkic 31 rebounds thing. That's not going to happen against Nikola Jokic and company, but I'm putting an early play in this because I do think this could move to double digits. And I also think there are certain games at Phoenix, they just need to be healthy come playoff time. They need to come to a play-in game and host it or go on the road. Just be healthy because right now, what we've seen from them has not been enjoyable. It's been a weird brand of basketball. Kevin Durant doesn't look all that enthusiastic. And again, against the spread, you've wrecked. I wish we were wrecking earlier. But hey, under 48.5 win total. Nice to jump on. We're going to jump on Denver minus 9.5 here. KCP off the injury report. That's a big plus for them defensively. Obviously getting some of his corner three ability as well. But overall, Michael Porter Jr. starting to play better and better basketball. Jokic has been on another planet since the All-Star break because he usually takes the All-Star break off even when he's playing in it. Get that joke? Cool. Great. Grand. Let's get ourselves out of here. Have a great Tuesday. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist here on the board. Nice tight 30 or on a 9 gamer. I'm getting better at speeding up the analysis. I have lots I want to talk about because, again, the process of betting, more important than me just giving you plays all the time. Now, the plays can be valuable. The plays can be fantastic. But you go to OddsShopper down below, use promo code Lindy. You have an opportunity to really make yourself some money using that positive EV tool, using the fantasy optimizer. Get to know it, get to love it. Awesome stuff. Let's get ourselves the heck up out of here. Thank you, producer Jacob. Thank you, Bet365. Until Wednesday, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Tuesday.